We're testing for sound.
Okay, I think we're okay. We'll just see what happens.
Okay, we're in.
So it is the end of October. Scary Cards is coming up pretty soon.
It's October 26th?
Yeah, we filmed that a little while ago. And we're going to get it going really soon.
Are we supposed to introduce ourselves again?
Oh,
Joan.
Neenie, and I think on the logo we're opposite, but we end up sitting like this anyway.
Yeah.
So we both have our cards, and it is, I voted early. Did you vote early?
I voted yes.
Okay.
2 weeks ago.
And I grew up with a father who's very political and grew up during the 60s, John F. Kennedy, and so anyway, it was very talked about, political points of view, and as my dad got older, I was like, oh, he was right, you know. And it's like, oh my God, and what a great point of view he had, which I didn't appreciate until probably after you know. Anyway, but I don't know how to argue it or talk about it too much because I just get so cranky. So we're going to talk about a little bit about politics today. How do you think? So Joan, I had some questions here. She's never
I haven't seen them
or anything. Philip and I talked about it, and we're kind of a middle of the ground type people. But on a personal level, it just seems like so much negativity and evil and stuff like that. So anyway, you're going to just pick a question, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine, and I want to say too that before we turned on the camera, I just said my prayers, as I do whenever I'm about to do a reading, that I am a clear channel. You know, we're humans, so we have opinions and ideas, and obviously I voted, so I chose a candidate already. But, you know, as we go through these questions, I want to leave my bias behind. I want to be a really clear channel. So let's do it.
Okay, I'm folding them up so you don't know what they are.
Okay.
And you'll see the vein I was thinking.
I'm going to pick this one first.
Okay.
Okay. Will there be a better, more positive government after the election? Yes. Yes. And I'm going to say yes, and they're telling me no matter who it is. Because what's happening right now in this whole year, 2020, everything is rising to the top right now, right? We're really seeing where our differences are, where the inequality is, and no matter sort of what side you're on, right? If you're the Black Lives Matter person, or if you're the Proud Boys person, and maybe I'm not making good metaphors here, but no matter where you sit, your ideas are coming forward in this consciousness of not only here in the United States, but everywhere. These kinds of things are going on. Inequality, injustices. How do we come together globally? Because we have to work together as a world. It's not just, our country in the United States. So, yes.
Do you think at this point in time, it's just before there was the internet and all these platforms, so like us can voice our opinion? Is it just because of that, or is there an actual real reason that we're so disconnected? Is it just because we're more aware of other points of view, or?
I think it's probably a combination of that. We are absolutely aware of other points of view, but we're also tied now economically. We're also tied in politics, and politics isn't the word that I want to use for it, but look at the weapons of war now. It's chemical warfare. It's
virus.
Well, fires are not really weapons of war, but we're fighting on this planet way differently than we fought before. We can a huge amount of people can be killed in one moment. And so it's not like we're on a battlefield shooting guns at each other anymore. The gravity is so much greater now with how we treat each other, how we respond to one another, in so many ways. And we're one planet. We all live on one planet. And so we have to look at the different ways in which we respect where we live and the beings that live on the planet with us. And it's not just humans, it's the animals and it's the plants. Everything matters
Everything matters. I like that.
Everything matters in this ecosystem in which we live. And, you know, like I said, even making choices about what we want to eat. Are we meat eaters? You know, here in this country, we have mechanized farming. So we have hybridized crops. We have crops that make oils and syrups that aren't the best for our bodies. And we sell those damn crops to other countries. The pesticides, all kinds of things. We're living on the same planet as one. And it's just...
So this is just bringing us
together. Ultimately, the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that.
Stakes are higher. Shall we pick
All right,
another one?
Pick another.
Okay, let's
see what happens. Some of them I'm not sure of. So.
Okay. I am a teacher. So how do I deal with a student who wants to talk about
obvious
fake news and believes it is true? Oof, that's a tough one. I don't know. The truth has kind of lost its reality. We're on a reality show right now in so many ways. And again, if we look at how we operate in this world, in social media, but also the news cycle is 24 hours a day. Now it didn't used to be that way. We get captivated by words, by headlines, and people that put out opinion know how to do it in this very provocative, manipulative way. So I think that I was saying to a friend, it's no longer ignorance when we promote fake news, lies, whatever you want to call it. It's stupidity at this point in time. There's too many resources out there for you to check facts. And it goes back to what I've been saying a lot about we are all, we're reacting right now instead of responding. And when you read a headline that might seem sensational, it probably is. So I just think it's important that we...
well, I try to, how I respond, because I was going to not watch any or look at Facebook and all of October, and I totally failed. And but what I have noticed is the people that I would feel triggered by, like saying something negative, I thought it was really interesting, there's way less negativity as we get closer to the election, which I thought was really kind of like you're talking about us being all one. I thought people who I have a totally opposite point of view about some political figures, that they're not posting.
Well, and I
just thought that, wow.
I think that's kind of beautiful. That I think there's a lot of that going on right now, that group consciousness of no matter what side you're on, of saying, I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't want to look at the negativity from either side, from any point of view. I don't want to look at the negativity. I'm happy to look at uplifting, positive things.
I want to see puppies and kitties snuggling.
Right? So I think the group consciousness, and I've also made that decision to really limit my social media time. That there is a group consciousness now that's doing the same thing, and that's why we're seeing less of it. And remember, whatever you think, I want to see less of it, is going to show up. So you're seeing less of it because that's specifically what you asked for.
So that gives me hope that in our collective consciousness, we are in fact
changing and moving.
We're being responsible to our own heart and our own self.
There's more kindness. Maybe
when I went to drop off my ballot, there was some old car festival. I went to the recorder's office on the east side.
Me too.
And it was wonderful. People were in line. The drop off people were friendly. There was a old car festival right there.
Right.
And people were milling around, and it had a good vibe.
It did. I felt the same way, and I was heartened by the fact that people are doing it.
There was a huge line.
People are participating in the change that they want to see, no matter what that change is, right? No matter who it is.
We're doing a shot.
Who it is or what it is they're choosing. And that in and of itself, I think, is respectful. And we need more respect. All right,
let's try another.
Okay. How do I
stay positive?
How do I stay positive watching such disrespect and stupidity during this election? I say turn off the goddamn TV or turn off Facebook, or we talk about this a lot in what we do in doing readings for people, or tuning into spirit, asking for clarity, trusting what we receive. It's the same thing, people, with what's going on out there. Don't take for granted the provocative headline or the opinion of your neighbor or whomever, even your partner, your spouse. Sometimes, they can say things too where you're like, what? Right? So this is just a great opportunity to tune into you. Do I believe this? Is this real? Is this really what I'd like to see for people? Is this really for the highest good of everybody? I think it's a great time to tune in. Turn off the...
Try a little spiritual practice.
Turn off the effing news, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if they're all the same.
The same?
I don't know.
Will
there be some unifying event that will happen that could cause polarizing fractions to come together? It's kind of
like a 9/11.
I didn't write that one.
Like a 9/11.
I don't know that someone asked that question in a.
Okay.
So that's another way of thinking. Is like during 9/11, what happened? Everybody was helpful.
I don't feel that. I don't feel like there's going to be some, like the tower card. I don't feel like there's going to be some shakeup right at this moment. Although, God, there's some crazy shit that happens.
And I believe some of that stuff, like in Portland, there was. And then we have friends who live there, and they sent me where some of that stuff was happening. It was like this tiny little segment on the map. But we think Portland has gone crazy. Back a couple of weeks ago or a month ago.
We see the news about Portland, and we think it's nuts. Well, I think it's like the COVID stuff, right? Arizona had a big rise of cases in the summer. And I remember people calling me on the phone, are you okay? Are you safe? Are you well? Are you? And I'm like, yeah, we're fine. I'm not staying in my backyard. I'm okay. So again, it's that sensational thing. And if we keep reading it, if we keep looking at it, it just builds. Don't let that into your world. Like I always say to my clients, have some sort of morning practice before you let the world come in, right?
Yeah.
Before you let the world invade your space. And maybe we need morning, afternoon, evening at this point in time.
Yeah. And I'm staying because I have a outcome I want to happen. So what I'm doing is not focusing on that outcome I want. Actually, I'm just remaining neutral so that the highest good for all will have some room to come in.
Right.
And maybe the highest good for all is that my outcome that I want won't happen.
It's not the highest good, yeah.
But you know what? During this really rough time, I've had very little drama or trauma other than when I'm on my Facebook, I get triggered or, but in actual life,
no,
just
it's
very
true.
little.
We as human beings right here think that we know better. There's so many people that think they know the best. But you're right. It's a great point. What is the highest good? And we all have our idea of who we want to win, who we think is going to lead the country in the most beneficial direction. But the truth is, we all want the same goddamn thing. We all want to be happy. We want to be prosperous. We want to have health, safety, and security for us and our loved ones. We all want the same thing.
But we're so trapped in someone is some people are good, some people are bad because we're hearing of bad things. And I get triggered, anything to do with children, of course. And anyway, so I can go down a road.
That rabbit hole.
I'll go down that rabbit hole. We don't
even need to, right? Why does it seem like there's so much more negativity surrounding politics the last 10 plus years?
And it's just about money, to me.
I don't even think it's about money. I just think that there's been more, I don't even want to say negativity. There's been a lot more energy about direction that we're going, people that are leading. There's a lot of provokers out there, right?
Ah, good point.
And I think that provoking people in really positive ways and provoking people in negative ways, but
it's like a debate.
But both bring up points of view. Both bring up things that need to be healed. Some people are more gentle about it, and some people are motherfuckers about it. But we need both. This country's soulmates aren't necessarily the Gandhis of the world. We need people to come in and stir stuff up so that there are other voices that are heard. Look what happened, like you said, and we used 9/11, how we all came together, how we all took care of each other, and not just us here in the United States, but look how the world rallied around us and the idea of combating terrorism, So
it's irrelevant that I immediately think, well, people in the office now, it seems like they're getting away with things that are obviously wrong, like nepotism and just to be mild.
Oh, in the office of presidency right
now?
Yeah,
so I just, all the spiritual stuff, my here and now mind wants to, but they're, like it's another thing. And then the other side is saying, but, they're this and they're that.
Right. There's I don't even know that I want to label it good and bad. There's things that are promoted here and there's things that are promoted here. And again, everybody's looking out for the same thing. You want yourself to be well, you want your family to be well. People go about it in really different ways right now. And I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding about making money and
oh, this person is
right. What
they're getting dark money.
Yeah, what's wrong with making money? Money is an exchange of energy. money is not the evil. It's the ideas of the people that are using money for sex trafficking, that are using money for child pornography, that are using money to
avoiding tax. You know, we hear so much of
terrorism.
Yeah, you know, and I go,
those kinds of things. But it's
how
not
does
money.
Yeah.
It's not money. It's so. Has it gotten more negative? I don't know. I think it's relative. I think that if we looked at how much more time we're spending on social media, how much we're consuming news, how much we're consuming other things that we're reading, that we're hearing.
So I feel like it's like if we're reading about astronomy, then that's our focus. If we're reading about gardening, that's our focus. So again, just all that focus on what's popular.
What are you paying attention to? I know that when I got divorced, there was a lot. I don't know why the hell I was watching more news. For whatever reason. I don't know. I was watching more news.
Intensity of something.
And I finally said to myself, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're angry all the time. You're mad all the time. So I said, let's turn this off. Guess what? We got happier.
Yeah. And I remember going through something right before all of the market went sideways, and seeing all these houses for sale forever and forever, and I go, I am so far. And then I realized what I'm saying. So I just started changing what I said.
Yeah.
In relationship to everything. And so for this, again, with the politics and it being so intense, is you know, I'm watching what I say. I'm just not thinking about one outcome. I know what I voted for, and I know what I really do, but I'm not just being so hopeful. That I'm just trying to remain neutral, so just some change of positive.
Well, here's the thing. The universe, whatever you want to call God, Yahweh, Buddha, whatever you call, whomever you pray to, spirits, angels, they all knew that this was rising. They know
collective consciousness.
They know who is being chosen to lead for the next 4 years for this country. They already know. And so we have to trust this process. We're still being guided. We're still loved. We're still held safe. All of those things are still going to move forward no matter who is elected. No matter who is elected. And we create our own world.
Within that.
You know, the President of the United States is not the end-all, be-all power of the fucking world. You know, we create our own economy. We create our own family. We create our own well-being. All of those things are accessible to us. But we want to fight against it and say, oh, they made this law, or they're making this law, or this person wants to force this on me, or whatever you think. It's really not the truth. It's just what we're looking at and what we're perceiving. But we create our own people world. The fucking President of the United States is not the grand
now how's that for political
of the world, whomever that human being is.
Yeah. And it's a good reflection to what we're thinking and doing on a microcosmic thing. Hey, pull a card.
Pull a card for the country.
Pull a card for the country.
Okay, let's pull a card for the country.
And I'm doing my...
Oh!
What'd you get?
The devil.
Oh. Look at
passion.
Just passion. And what are we saying? The devil is self-reflection, right?
The devil is self-reflection, and it's like...
Okay, here's my...
Own up to your shit, people. Okay,
mine are covered.
Oh, the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is this very ethical gentleman, a man of integrity.
And the Page of Swords.
Oh, that young kind of gossipy manipulator. Excellent with words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
pick an outcome card.
Outcome.
Oh.
Popping out. Oh, the Chariot. The Chariot. So
the balancing.
Balancing is, it seems like we are not going to move forward right now because there's no wheels. There's just some statues pulling this cart.
But the Chariot is also about moving forward. It's about transportation, but you can't move forward until you balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the
yin and yang.
The yin and yang. Here,
yeah.
This card wants to be. Oh, that's the devil, Joan.
Yeah.
You already showed that card, Joan. Ace of Cups.
Ace of Cups. Yay. So,
Ace of Cups.
All right.
Ace of Cups is new beginning.
All right. Well, happy voting.
Happy voting. And yeah, vote.
And just Joanie and Neenie are here. If you want to contact us and on any situations, and we hope to hear from you.
Have a great day.
Like, subscribe.